I think it's recording. There's a red light. All right.
Well, we'll find out when you try to upload it.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to get a drinky.
All right, go get your drinky. Let's see.
I'm debating hot drinky or cold drinky. I don't know.
All the drinkies. Okay, so I appreciate all you guys making it out here tonight who was able to attend virtually if need be. So, this is my first time doing this complicated of a setup, so we'll see how well it works or not. But hopefully this will at least allow folks to be able to phone it in if if they're not feeling well or a car's dead or shit's just fucking crazy because of the world we live in. So the first thing I wanted to do, some of the house rules that I use are a bit different than what you guys might be accustomed to. So I figured I'd just go over those just to make sure we're all on the same page. So I've got these posted on Discord under the Worlds Unknown category. So if you ever need to check them on your own, they're there. The first one is ammo and rations. I don't bother tracking basic ammo and rations unless they need to be tracked because of plot. So normally I don't give a damn unless we're in like some sort of survival situation where we don't have any access to be able to resupply or anything. Another one that some groups use, but I don't think we've used yet, is death exhaustion. So whenever your character is dropped to 0 hit points, their current level of exhaustion increases by 1. So just be mindful of that. So if you keep getting dropped to 0 and picked back up again by your teammates and dropped to 0, you stand a good chance of dying.
Okay.
So
that's scary.
Yes, so be aware of that. And with increasing levels of exhaustion, just remember there are cumulative penalties to what you're doing. So be cautious.
Start getting disadvantage on saves and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I do is I use the Pathfinder style rules for diagonal movement on the map. So the first square that you move diagonally counts as 1 square. The second one counts as 2 squares. The third one counts as 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. So it helps to, approximate the hypotenuse and whatnot.
Okay.
So it keeps things a bit more honest.
Okay, so if it's like 5 across and up, it would be 3. It'd be 15 feet if you move 2 diagonally.
Yes, if you move 2 diagonally, it would be 15 feet. Yep. Exactly. All right. Another thing is, Elsamar is a magic-rich setting, and the weave is strong. So there's so the only wild magic there is for characters like sorcerers who specifically try to tap in to wild magic. Also, this means that most inhabitants of the world are aware of the existence of magic and the potential for shenanigans. So, it's not like in some settings where people have never seen a freaking cantrip before or who are completely unfamiliar with like charm spells, whether people have some inklings as to what magic can do at the very least. Also, as such, most of the societies in the world do have do's and don'ts as to what constitutes legal use of magic. So, charming others against their will, stuff like that, raising the dead and making your own family in a cemetery, generally frowned on in most societies.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Let's see, pets and summons. So combat pets like animal companions, familiars, and summoned enemies, we'll have those act on the same initiative count as the player who's controlling them. So they won't have their own spot in initiative. They'll just simply go on the same turn as the character who summoned them. Also, if you're going to be using summoning spells, please try to prep the stat blocks and stuff in advance and give me a heads up so that I can get like appropriate tokens and whatnot created before the game, so that so we can keep the pace of things going. If it ends up becoming a repeated problem, then it could result in your turn getting delayed while you're looking up stat blocks, and you end up going later in the round. Resting. So every long rest, the first hour of every long rest, will be considered a short rest. So that way, if for some reason after sleeping for 4 or 5 hours, the whole party gets woken up and that's the end of your rest, you've at least gotten to benefit from a short rest. Okay. Also, no more than 2 short rests in between long rests. So you can't constantly be popping down for a Gatorade every few minutes. All right. Skill checks and piling on. I know I've seen some groups, including we had this happen in the Wednesday group this last week, where just everyone starts piling on, trying to do the same skill check, which kind of ends up trivializing it because it's kind of like rolling with quadruple advantage at that point. So the way I handle skill checks is either 2 people who are have relevant aptitude in a skill can attempt it separately, or 1 person can help another person roll that skill check with advantage. So if you know that someone else is a hell of a lot better at something than you might not want to go ninjaing them and trying to hog the ball, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I think the last thing that I had in here was I was allowing everyone to pick up one of 3 options. So you could either pick up 2 bonus skill proficiencies, 2 bonus tool proficiencies, or 1 bonus skill and 1 bonus tool. And I'm pretty sure we did that for everybody at this point. So, yeah.
As far as I remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and I think because I put those on if you go down to the resources channel, I believe that I've got a party matrix in there as the second link. And if we click on that, anything that was taken as a bonus, I marked with a B. So it's a handy little lookup. And I think on D&D Beyond it shows those with like a blue dot next to them rather than the normal black dot. So, any questions?
And where was that at for the...
Are you in Discord right now?
I'm in, D&D Beyond.
Okay,
Well, the party matrix is a Google sheet, so that's not going to show up in there.
resources.
Okay.
I've got that linked up in the resources channel under Worlds Unknown in Discord. So,
Okay.
and a lot of times if people are having trouble finding their relevant stats, I'll typically use that party matrix to help quickly look up people's stats. So, while right now it's just got X's and B's in there to symbolize if somebody's trained or not in something, I will be going back through that again and putting in everyone's modifiers,
Okay.
just so that we can have a quick heads up of who's good at what.
I do have a B.
So,
I'm opening Discord up too.
okie doke. All right. So, if there are no questions, then we can go ahead and get started. So, since we don't have everyone here tonight, I'm not sure how far we're going to be able to get. I've prepared separate vignettes for most of you guys. So the first one will begin with Kelsey and John, who are buddies and pals before the adventure gets started, and then we'll go on from there. Everyone, other than the 2 of them, everyone else has their own separate vignette. So excitement and appreciation is good, but try not to go hogging other people's spotlights. So with that, let me get my music queued up here. All right. All right. We begin in the heart of Elsamar, the Feywild itself. Shrouded in mist and folklore is the realm of centaurs, goblins, sprites, and fae of all kinds. It's a sprawling, pristine wilderness that exists amongst the branches of a colossal forest that rises upwards and inwards towards the sacred flame and crystalline ice shard that pirouette at the center of the world, giving rise to great clouds of sultry steam and chilling mist. Much as monarchs in the mortal world establish nations, so too do the most powerful denizens of this realm lay claim to domains, branches, trees, or even the spaces in between them. It is within one such domain, Sherel, that an enclave of Eladrin and their allies have gathered with uncommon haste for such timeless beings. For a possible crisis is at hand. The neighboring domain, Prismere, has vanished, and there is no trace of its ruler, Zabilna. What happened to it, and what could await? And could such a fate await Sherel or other domains? While questions abound, there's a consensus in the enclave that what is needed are answers. As such, Lady Lancerella, the archfey who leads Sherel, has summoned the entire enclave to the Gossamer Teardrop, a gigantic cocoon that has been painstakingly crafted into a hanging palace. As Valena and Zalric step onto the glass bridge that leads from the town to where from the enclave's town square, you can't help but wonder what part the two of you might have in all this. So, if the two of you would like to take turns describing what your characters look like, we'll start with you, Kelsey.
Certainly. Zalric, you would see this Eladrin druid that you have accompanied for quite some time. She oftentimes will change her appearance, but currently she appears to be in what she dubs as her autumn appearance, with this sort of light chocolate brown hair. Her skin is tan. Her eyes a light brown, and in her hair is woven some different colored fall leaves. She wears a long, simple robe of muted colors as well, and she appears to be looking around pensively.
Alrighty. Cool. Thank you. John, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah. My character is a Shadar Kai. He's probably about just under 6 feet tall. Kind of silverish white hair.
I think I've actually got pictures of you guys here. Let me find them and I'll display them.
He's wears some scale armor, carries a bow.
So that's what Valena looks like. I'm displaying these on the TV, so you probably aren't able to see them yet, Kelsey.
I think that we have the character tokens.
Yeah, I've got the character tokens uploaded in Discord.
And yes, the whitish like dreadlocks. You sent messages and I didn't even see some of these things. Yeah.
There you go.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ooh,
He's handsome.
he is.
Sexy man, sexy man. Does whatever a Shadow Kai can.
I don't know. Can I copy that and send to?
Well, I think I've got these in Discord, so you should be able to look these up in Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, they're under player characters.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, I didn't mention her either. She's a little bit shorter as well. She's 5'2", so.
That's how tall I am.
Yeah, it
Oh,
Well, you're probably
five
short.
even?
5'2".
5'2"? 5'2"?
5'2".
Okay.
So if you're like 6 foot, you're like towering.
No.
Pretty good.
I don't know what that's like at all.
Like towering over?
Yeah. So does the timeless rule of Sir Mix-a-Lot hold true here?
Which is?
36, 24, 36. Only if she's 5'3".
I wish.
Baby got back.
Yeah, you got back. Alright, Belena's got back. Alright.
The intro that you read, are you going to share that with us too?
I mean, I suppose I can copy and post stuff afterwards.
Cool. Yeah.
For those who benefit from the written page.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys progress across the glass bridge towards this hanging palace that's built within a giant teardrop-shaped cocoon. And let's see, the glass bridge leads to the fountain courtyard. Alright. Upon exiting the glass bridge, you find yourselves in a sprawling courtyard with pathways that seem to be paved in mother of pearl. At its center foams a majestic fountain that at one moment resembles a blooming lily before shifting into a graceful egret and then onto a giant lotus. Its shape never seems to stay the same for more than a minute or two, perhaps. Beyond the edges of the pathways are rippling pools of water in which you can see young mermaids playing with schools of koi. The pathways lead to 3 other archways that exit the courtyard. Would either of the two of you like to make a history check?
I've got a +2 on history.
I've only got a +1, so if you want to roll it.
Okay.
Could give him advantage.
Valena's just going to be like, ooh. Sal, do you see that?
You see like a little rabbit poking his head out of a bag that Valena's carrying.
Well, Valena might see the little rabbit head poking out. Zulrich, however, does not.
She's going to continue to take in the sights.
Got
Yes.
a buddy.
All right. So, did you give me? Can I get a history check from you?
It was a 10.
A 10?
10.
You haven't been here a whole lot, and you're not sure if you've ever stepped foot in here. You do know that this palace contains a number of different chambers, some which are open to the public, some which aren't. You believe that there's a large atrium in the center of the palace that opens onto many of the other rooms, but you're not entirely sure where the other parts of the palace, such as the galleries and gardens and the throne room, actually are, relative to where you are now.
Gotcha.
So, you've got 3 paths. You've got one to the left of you, one that's straight ahead through this chamber, and then one that's off to the right. Which one would you guys like to check out first? Or would you like to do some more investigation to figure out which way you're headed?
Do you know where we're at exactly and where we need to go, Valena?
Huh?
Is it,
She looks up at you.
is it, do you know where we need to go?
Oh, What do you think? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
So cute.
Catch a bunny by the toe. If it scampers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, oop. Maybe the right one?
I love it so much.
No, it's like,
Right it
Sure.
is. Okay.
All I could ever want.
All right. As you guys proceed down to the right, you find yourselves in an art gallery. It's full of paintings, sculptures, and even mystical creatures seemingly suspended beyond time. The colors in here shift as you pass numerous alcoves, within each of which one could immerse themselves in whole biomes from other realms.
Can we do like an investigations? Do we pick up anything?
Yeah,
from
good.
either?
Yeah, so you can see that at one end of the room, there's an ornate ivory banister that looms from a balcony higher up, and that's on That's on like the far end of the room from where you guys entered. And there's also an archway that leads back to the left. Kind of looks like it must lead to a more central chamber than the one you guys were in before. So that archway looks like it's the only exit back out of this room, unless you were to like try and fly or scale up to the 40-foot balcony at the opposite end of the room.
Why don't we head out the other archway and see what's on the other side of the chamber?
Okay.
Ready.
At this point, too, Valena's going to kind of shift through her pack and bring out, I'm assuming the only thing that she can is this white bunny she can to pet him.
All right.
As we make our way.
Roll back.
So Zalric, you see her fumbling about in her pack, and it's strange. She almost acts. She's kind of miming petting something. You've seen her do this before. You're not sure if it's like a nervous affectation of hers or what. But yeah, she almost seems like she's petting a small animal or something.
Which pet do you have with you now?
Oh, I'm sorry?
Which pet do you have with you now?
Oh, it's Lucky. You know Lucky, right?
Sure.
She's just gonna hum along and follow Salric.
Yes. Over the past couple of years that you guys have known each other, her answer is always the same. She never deviates, but you have to see this Lucky that she speaks of. All right, so you proceed through that next archway.
Oh, was it Pip?
Oh, is it Pip?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Pip. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We changed it last
That
minute.
would be why he didn't recognize Lucky.
There you go.
Lucky was a place.
Yeah, it's Pip.
I thought Lucky was rather clever. I was also contemplating if Boone would be a good one, since Boone, Luck, but
All right.
all right.
Or boom.
Booner.
All right. You guys find yourselves at the very heart of the Gossamer Tear Trap, which is a towering atrium. Looking up, you can see the balconies of the courtier's private apartments spiraling upwards, like gazing at the center of a sunflower. Elegant iridescent vaults support the structure, glistening with dew in the twilight. Down where you are, you can see that there are 3 archways on the south side of the chamber at the current level you're standing on, while on the side of the chamber opposite them, there are 2 grand staircases that arc upwards to meet at a diamond-encrusted archway. And above each of the stairs that flank the diamond-encrusted archway is a small balcony that overlooks the interior. So looking back south, you can see the fountain courtyard that you guys were originally in, and then that's the center of the bottom 3 doors. Off to one side is the art gallery that you just exited. You haven't explored this area over here, and then there's 2 stairs that lead up to the diamond-encrusted archway at the top of the steps.
What's at the top of the staircase seems quite important or elaborate, but I'm not sure what's in the other chamber. You want to explore the other chamber before we go upstairs?
Okay. What do you think, Pip? She looks down at her hand.
It just kind of like big red eyes.
Pip agrees.
It's just a rabbit.
Murder.
Proceeding through the southwest arch, you find yourselves in a garden courtyard lit by the glowing bodies of sprites that flit about on dragonfly wings, tending beds of exotic flowers, some possibly from worlds unknown. There are 3 archways, including the one that you just walked through, that lead to other areas of the teardrop. One, at the north end of the room, is atop a balcony that is reached by a shallow ramp that curves upward along the exterior western wall of the palace. There's also narrow archways that look from the ramp out over the Feywild beyond. And then there's 2 other archways that are at the same level that you are. The one that you walk through, and then further to your left, the one that leads back to the fountain courtyard from which you originally entered.
And where we were supposed to be going again? We were summoned to.
Do you remember?
Probably some place where you meet important folks.
Right, yes. I think we're heading the wrong way. I think we should head back up the staircase from the room before.
Okay.
Okay, you want to go that way?
Yeah.
All right. All right, you guys head back to the atrium and begin ascending one of the curving staircases that leads up to the diamond-encrusted archway at the center. Let's see.
I love her so much. She makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, she's an innocent one.
She's a baby.
She and Dahlia should have tea.
Yo.
A bit of baby. All right. The grandeur of this expansive chamber is breathtaking. Soaring vaults reach up out of sight, framing a great lattice of flowering vines, beyond which the massive sycamore that bears the weight of all of Sherelle upon its great boughs can be seen. Everyone in the enclave might as well be ants in comparison to how big this gigantic sycamore tree is off in the distance before you. Opposite the lattice window, there are 3 archways that lead to other chambers back to the south. There's the center one from which you guys just entered, and then one on either side. Let's see. Also, on the northwest and the northeast walls of the chamber, there are again gigantic stairways that curve even higher up into the palace towards the courtiers' rooms. Yet amidst all of this, centered before the great tree, rises a delicate throne that reminds you of a cross between an oversized champagne flute and a giant foxglove flower. Indeed, the steps leading up to it seem to be formed from living flower petals, each the size of a serving platter. A gentle breeze blows from outside that carries with it the sweet fragrance of honeysuckle and coaxes from the foxglove structure a gentle symphony like soft pipe music blended with wind chimes. Seated upon this translucent emerald throne is Lady Lancerella herself. At first blush, one might mistake her for an adolescent Eladrin, before details such as her inner glow or the electric blue and black swallowtail wings on her back make clear the fact that this blue-tressed woman is as far from an Eladrin as an Eladrin is from a human. With her every movement, her alabaster skin seems to sparkle with a dark sheen, almost as if the night sky was reversed, with a white firmament and black stars. So, you stand in the throne room. What do you do?
Oh, we're in the throne room. So, off the table, we were summoned, right? We're supposed to meet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where were we kind of told to meet? Or
You were summoned by Lady Lancerella.
Okay.
The interesting thing is, other than her and the 2 of you, and rabbits that may or may not exist, considering that the whole enclave was summoned, it doesn't seem like there's anyone else here right now besides you 3.5.
3.2.
3.2.
2.2, 3.5, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge rabbit. No.
Huge.
So,
So, from atop the throne, you see Lady Lancerella stand up, and and she waves to you to come forward and says, "My friends, I'm very glad that you've been able to make it. You're the last of the attendees that I wish to dispatch to try and help come to a solution as to this terrible problem that seems to be facing our friends in Prismere."
I think this is where we're supposed to be. Yeah.
Hi. Is everything okay?
Yes.
Well, I wish that I could say that it was. I have confidence in our scouts and mages, but this is still a troubling matter that I've not seen before in my long life.
How can we be of service to you?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. So, you are from other realms, originally from the Shadowfell yourself, so you have experience in lands beyond the Feywild. And you, Valena, yours is a young soul, but I think we both know that this is not your original form. You still have within you a heart that I think very much feels more at home in the mortal realm. So, being as you still have those memories within you, I would like you, along with Zalric, whom I know would be lost without you, to venture forth into the material realm of Elsamar and see if you cannot locate someone who might have some clue as to how we might find Zybilna and learn what happened to her realm of Prismere. It just so happens... Yes?
I guess I do, but I don't really remember much. But I did try my best.
Well, the fact that you don't remember much, but you still have this intuition, I think will be your greatest aid in this mission. Because you will enter into it with no preconceived notions as to what paths you should or shouldn't take. That said, we do have one lead that might prove of use to you. Outside of a small town on Elsamar, you will find a warlock by the name of Madric Roslov. He's one of Lady Zybilna's most faithful and longest-serving warlocks, and he may have some information that we do not have. For, well, we are only friends. They had a much more intimate relationship. So
Madric, you said, right?
Madric, yes. He's a young human, favors dark colors, but he lives on a giant pumpkin farm. I'm sure you'll find it very enchanting. Make an insight check.
Who? Does it matter?
It does not matter. Actually, each of you do so. Insight.
13.
Good.
I got a 10.
10? Okay. So, she says this guy's been a long-serving ally of Zybilna, but she described him as a young man, so you're not entirely certain if she means young in an absolute sense, or just young compared to her comprehension of time. Especially since she did describe him as a human. So, take that for what you may. So, I don't know how much preparation you need to do, if you need to return to your homes to gather any supplies or whatnot, but once you're ready, come and join me in the gallery, and I will open a portal for you that will lead you close to the area that you seek to travel to.
Okay, and you said the gentleman's name was Madric?
M-A-D-R-Y-C-K.
R-Y-C-K.
Roslov. R-O-S-L-O-F. Correct.
Quick question.
Yes?
Do you have any clover flowers?
Clover? Why, certainly. She closes her eyes for a moment and cups her hands, and then she goes like this, and you see Clover grow up from out of her hands right before your eyes and blossom with little white and pink flowers. She says,
Thinking, may I take some?
Yes, by all means. Take as much as you like.
Valena's gonna go and grab some, and then you kind of see, like, with one, she's sort of cupping something, and the other, she takes the clover, and then she, like, holds it out towards her open palm.
So she smiles gently as she sees what you're doing, and she reaches out and scratches Pip behind the ears.
Pip greedily chews at the clover flowers.
He says, "My, he certainly seems to have an appetite, doesn't he?" And Zolrig, you just see the clover vanishing. It's kind of a weird trick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You always surprise me, Alana. Valana.
Yes.
Oh, it's not me. It's Pip, of course.
Yes.
Don't worry. In time, perhaps he will be able to see Pip eventually too.
Oh, I hope so. I think they'd be great friends.
Maybe. Their ears are kind of similar.
I think so too.
All right. So, we are going to go now and move on to the next stage.
So one question.
Yes.
Magic Roslov. He was in. You named the town that he was supposed to be in.
He's near a small town that goes by the name of Roselle. Rosaelle.
ROS.
AELLE.
Pumpkin farm.
Yes, yes, pumpkin farm.
Awesome.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's see. Where's my next playlist here?
Cool.
All right, we will now switch to London.
Have fun.
Let's get this over there. No. Come on, dock to the side of my screen.
I wish it wouldn't cut out when you talk.
Yeah, I've got the next higher one on order, so hopefully it won't do that when it arrives. All right.
I like this. Never heard it
Venito. So, without a horse to carry you or Grum to guide you, it took several days to make it up the West Gulf March to the vicinity of Bracken Bay, and more importantly, Aldous Ridge. Let me just change our view so that we can see the map of the Roselle hinterlands.
And cold.
All right. So, you have been marching up this road from the city of Malatesta for several days.
Where's Malatesta?
It's about 40 or 50 miles to the southwest of here.
Okay. All right.
And this highway that you're on basically serves as a patrol route along the Laconian Sea, across which is your homeland of Cormair, to which your mother has so recently fled. And the location to which you're trying to reach is over here, Madric's Retreat, which you visited several months back with Grum. Or actually, it might have even been a few years back at this point.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep. So much fun. All right. Let's see. It took you several days to make your way up the West Gulf March to the vicinity of Bracken Bay, and more importantly, Aldous Ridge. You've been hiding in ditches and shrubs every time you spot another soul along the road. While the thought of having a relaxing stay at Adrian Glavelli's villa had crossed your mind, now that you're in his lands, the recent campaign of violence against your family made you think better of it. Assassins don't work without pay, and the local lord's business relationship with your mother, Pravuma, was hardly one that was free of contention. Let's see here. Where is that map again? So yes, you know that Lord Adrian Glavelli's manor is over here on the coast. It's on the west side of this where I'm pinging. Can you see it?
No, don't see anything.
This map is zoomed out in too much, I guess. How is it? What is the key combination to center the map on the party? Is it Shift?
Oh,
Okay, there we go. All right, excellent. So it's still zoomed in too far. Okay, now you should be able to see it. So, over near Aaron, do you see it?
Oh, there. Okay.
Blue Valley
Okay.
Manor.
The Valley Manor. So it's about 10 miles or so off that path that you're on. So you continued walking up past that, almost until you reached Aldous Ridge here,
Okay.
knowing that Magic's retreat isn't too far away. Go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Great. Two.
2?
Big old 2.
Huh. Well, it's starting to get later in the afternoon, so you would really like to be able to find your way to his abode before nightfall comes, because you don't really want to be in that forest overnight. So give me a survival check. Let's see how well you do finding your way.
8.
8.
Ooh, honey.
Well,
Then before he starts.
Refresh your page. That page is cursed.
you plunge off of the path, keeping all this ridge, this kind of low, isolated mountain on your right as you make your way towards the tree line up ahead of you. For some time, you struggle along, at times tearing your once lordly robes on thorns and splashing into mud and whatnot. And it's at one point when you fall and just barely get your hands in front of your face to shield you from kissing a rock, that you look up and you see a familiar creature in front of you. It is the same black bunny that delivered you a missive back in Malatista after your feigned death at the hands of your friend Grom.
Mm-hmm.
It twitches its nose at you and just kind of moves forward and bonks you in the forehead with its forehead, before turning around and hopping back off, every few feet stopping to look behind and see if you're following.
Yeah, I need to wipe the mud off his face, and it's gonna in the blood, and stand up and start following the black bunny.
Alrighty. Alright. It takes a couple hours of following the rabbit through the woods, but by the time it's twilight, you finally emerge from the twisting forest to find yourself once more at the retreat of the human warlock, Magic Roslov. While his adventuring days are behind him, and he now looks quite old and frail, life on his giant pumpkin farm, sharing his rustic home with rodents and pixies for friends, seems to agree with him. In spite of your haggard appearance and now tattered finery, he seems delighted to see you again. Young Benito! I see Mr. Biggles was successful in delivering my message.
Mr. Biggles.
Many thanks to Mr. Biggles.
He's such a good boy. Please, come in. I have some mulled wine on the stove and a fresh pie in the window for us.
Thank you.
Of course, of course.
Have anything to wipe the mud from my...
He says, I do believe I have a thing or two, and he points a crooked finger at you, and with a little crook of it, you see he starts spinning, and it feels like your clothes are kind of flapping a strong breeze as like all the mud and water is just kind of squeegeed out of you and floats down to there and just kind of goes like this, and it flicks it off into the pumpkin fields.
Benito stands up, his now clean but tattered clothes, adjust himself. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no problem at all. Now you won't get mud all inside my house. Not like I care much anyway. Let's see here. Just a moment.
So what does he look like?
Benito?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Trying to see if it's possible to improve the mic gain or not. Let me try turning off. Let me try turning off echo cancellation and see if that helps. Oh no, that decidedly does not help. All right. Let me try turning on automatic gain control and see if that does anything.
Testing?
Well, that made the music a whole lot louder.
Yeah.
Does that make us any clearer on your end, Kelsey, or not? I will take that as a no. All right. All right. I'll just put those settings back to what they were before. I'm sorry you guys are having a little bit of trouble hearing me. Let me try.
Seems pretty good right now.
Okay.
Maybe because the music is lower?
Right.
Maybe. Maybe. All right.
They're coming out the same thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. That's why I preemptively ordered a higher level model. I was expecting it would arrive before you had to do this sort of split setup, but
Oh, you're fine. It just occurred to me that the second that she said it was clear was when the music was quieter. Like, oh, so I'm making it.
Sorry,
It came out my mouth.
I didn't want to interrupt.
no, it's cool. All right, let's see
It was
here.
not a commentary. I swears.
Yeah.
Just an observation. I'm rereading my character stuff. Sorry.
All right, so Magic leads you inside his house. It's compared to having to sleep in ditches in your cloak and crashing in like hay piles in the odd stable that you came across. It seems a bit more your speed. Not quite as nice as marble halls with silken divans and 4-poster beds like you're accustomed to. But it's also not a seedy brothel like you're accustomed to either. So, he goes out to the kitchen, brings in a big ass pie from off the ledge, and begins slicing it up. And he levitates one of the plates over to you before ladling out some wine enough for the both of you into some earthenware goblets that he has.
And he's gonna look at the pie and take the goblet. He drains that, puts it back.
He goes he says, "Well, pace yourself. We've got plenty of that." He says, "I heard what happened from some itinerant magpies, and I'm truly sorry for your loss." Make a history check and see if you know what he's talking about.
My loss?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's talking about what happened in the city. So,
Yeah, he says, Paolo Orsini was an old friend and a good man, and you recognize Paolo Orsini. He's your stepfather. He says, Paolo Orsini was an old friend and a good man, even if he did wed your mother. He actually helped finance more than a few of my old adventuring partners' exploits. Were you aware of that?
no. Was not aware of that.
Yes. We were quite the partners in crime back in the day.
Yes, he was a lovely man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Most of the crime was on my part. He had his lawyers. But I acquired many treasures and made important contacts. Besides Paolo, during my lengthy adventuring career, we all did. Unlike some of my colleagues, however, I never took an arrow to the knee, as they say. I sired no children, so I thought, why not pass on the treasures I possess and the favors I'm owed to you? In exchange, however, I ask that you travel to Prismeer, the domain in the Feywild, and find out what fate has befallen the Archfey who rules it. This Archfey, Zybilna, is my patron and inspiration, the source of my power. I've been unable to contact Zybilna for the better part of a year now, and I fear something terrible has happened. My adventuring days are over, but Zybilna has been good to me, and I would like to know that she is well before I take my leave.
And, wow, that's a very generous offer. So, go to the Feywild and look for Zybilna in exchange for everything you own?
Indeed. As well as some business contacts and other favors that are not quite material objects per se, but could hold great value to someone such as you, especially in reasserting your family's goodwill in light of everything that's happened.
That does sound like a fine deal.
Make a perception check.
Alright. Okay, so my character right now, as far as I know, he hasn't made.
He has not yet made a pact
Okay,
now.
Okay. Alright.
Soon. Very soon.
Soon. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Oh, persuasion.
I am going to grab myself a beer or cider or something.
Man.
Yes.
That's not good.
What have you done?
One. Oh. Come on, give me some dice.
He's so.
Come on, give me some damn dice.
Yes, let's give you some dice, honey. He's so distracticated that, like, he's like, oh my god, my.
That one's black cherry. This one is a
You don't
pomegranate.
mind
That's a light. This
semi-feminine
is
colors, do
I
you?
don't mind.
Okay. Well,
I've got
Oh, that's right. I
bottle
got it
over
there.
here.
I will
Actually,
use it.
here.
Somebody grab me
bottle
one.
opener.
here,
Or-
you should do your
Oh,
one.
I forgot to put
That's
a,
one of the first
I
times
forgot to put
I
a
was
new
ever
trash
given
bag
to
in
you.
here.
Michael, where are your dice trays?
Where are my dice trays?
I
Oh,
know.
I have dice trays.
Because that will keep him from escaping.
Let's keep him from escaping.
And if those ones betray you, I have them.
Alright.
I have a few dice trays.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna see if I can get some chocolate.
So many dice trays.
Oh,
Look
the
at
dice
all
trays.
the dice trays of varying styles.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Fancy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just be careful not to trip over the tripod.
Okay. Can I grab one of those wherever they may be?
Yes. Well, he grabs himself a refreshment. If you guys need to take a quick break.
Already ahead of you.
Okay.
Again.
There's a mic over there.
What is that? That's the.
Oh, okay.
I put it in my little bag next to it because I didn't want to just plunk it in there.
Yeah.
I'll replace it.
No, I was just getting some pain over here again, and I just had some antibiotics trying to get rid of a sinus infection, and it feels like the pain
Let's
that
see. They're
went along with the sinus infection.
I'm going to go
I
bio
have a coaster.
while they're gone.
Alright,
There's
needed that.
coasters.
Is this a cook? No.
Nope,
This
that's
is
not a
Liz
coaster.
cap.
That's a Liz, yep. And he needs one.
Uh-oh, we lose somebody?
No. We lost an Emmett.
Oh.
He's got them everywhere.
Hey ho. Hidey ho.
Maybe in the living roomy area. I know last time he was Emmett. Where did they go? Oh, here we go.
Oh, there's some over there. Got an end table? No. Maybe.
Well, this is the dining room table.
They're going to get drunk fast.
Good. Well, this is the dining room table, so
Yeah.
not sure if you need a coaster or this.
Shall we dine?
Yeah. Yeah, so mad at me rolling onesie left. It's like, I'm done with you people.
Were you rolling physical? No, you were rolling on.
Yeah, I was rolling D&D Beyond.
Usually when the dice are cursed, we refresh the page.
So you're asking what Benito looked like.
Yeah.
Should be in the character for the characters.
On Discord?
Yeah,
I got to go up more past.
there we go. Benito's the blonde elf.
Oh,
Yeah.
very distinguished. Oh, and then
Not
there's
quite the
Jacob's
silver what?
character, the edgelord.
The edgelord.
The edgelord who's not an edgelord, looks edgy.
Let me see.
I'm excited to see their temperament.
Where's the picture that it was?
So, did I hear right that, like, you hang out with a dude named Glavelli?
His name is Stepfather Paulo Orsini.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was something that happened before. Yeah, more like getting hung out with his wife.
Oh!
I just posted what Ramona looks like in her current form.
Where is that picture of Benito?
Ooh, I cannot in my head that fast.
Oh, yes, I've got a picture of Van Eater around here someplace.
Yeah, I was looking for. I had just a headshot I showed her.
Headshot!
Shot to the head!
You're now dead.
All right, so
You
you got a 1 on this perception check. So that's what I got. Nice.
Yeah, I gave him the
Alright.
marbly purple ones that you got me at DragonCon.
Okay, that might help. Let's show you here. Where is the picture of Benito? Let's see. Campaigns, Witchlight. That light. Let's pin that here for easy access.
Benito is already familiar with warlocks, and he's already familiar with this guy. So
Yes.
he's going to obviously ask.
Oh, I do have a picture of Madrick here.
Oh, good.
So, why are you asking me which app to open? I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that,
Oh,
that is our dashing young man, Madrick.
So cute!
Let me copy this to Discord as well, so that Kelsey may view the splendor that is Madrick.
He reminds me of that guy from that Pixar short where the guy's playing chess with himself.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Fool's Gold.
Or any
NPCs
DreamWorks
and
old guy in the
notes.
park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was it DreamWorks?
Or maybe it's Pixar.
One of those
Well.
two. They eventually became one, didn't they? No.
All right, I've got his picture posted to the NPCs and Notes channel for you.
Cool,
He's
cool.
so adorable.
Since he is familiar with them, so he's going to say, and what's the catch?
Just a moment, I'm getting back where I was. I need to open up a picture of Benito that Aaron and John may look upon the splendor. Is he?
Yes.
Go full screen. Okay. So let's see. PCs. Benito.
Oh, good, you did that.
Ooh.
He's a dashing young
Dashing.
man.
Yeah.
Kelsey, you've seen what he looks like, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's the blonde elf.
He's
Yes.
a Slytherin.
Yes, he is.
You say Slytherin?
Yes.
Okay.
He's got that slick back blonde hair
Ah.
and the green ascot. And
He's a pimp named Slickback.
That makes it back. All right.
Possibly literally.
we got some handsome gents in the party.
Yeah. All right.
We're going to do a magazine shoot here soon. All right.
As you
Make a calendar. Make our money.
as you ask Madrick
Look at the
about
ideas.
what the catch is, he seems about ready to answer you when he quirks an eyebrow and leans over as Mr. Biggles hops up on his lap and then stands up on his hind legs, puts his front paws on Madric's shoulders,
Okay.
as if he's whispering something into his ear.
That's a big buddy.
He is a big, big
You
boy.
got headbutted by that.
Mm-hmm.
Woof. He got a concussion.
It's a dire bunny.
Dire bunny. Yes!
More visitors, you say? Elves? Madric looks to Benito before snapping his fingers to manifest a glowing shillelagh in his hand.
Dang dirty elves.
He nods towards the
Shillelagh is
hearth.
a staff.
Yeah.
Without
Very
saying a
sharp.
word, he puts a finger slip and then nods to the hearth where there's a great sword above the hearth, held in a rack made of deer antlers.
Benito's gonna walk over the great sword and be like, what? Pick it up.
It's big. What's your strength again?
8.
It makes a loud sound that resounds throughout the cabinet. It goes, and he just stands. He stands like this with his chalked up with his shillelagh before he nods at the door, and the door swings open, and you find two unfamiliar elves standing there. One tall with a darker complexion and white hair, and the other with brownish skin and autumn colored hair. A lady who's somewhat shorter than he. And when you guys, having been teleported here after Lady Lancerella took you to the gallery and then basically painted you into a painting of a pumpkin farm, you guys appeared pretty much right on this doorstep, whereupon, figuring that you were at the right place, you were about to knock when suddenly the door swung open and there's an old codger inside holding up a glowing stick.
Zelric puts his hand up and goes, "Whoa, wait. We mean no harm."
He says, "Well, I should
Hello,
certainly
lady.
hope not, for your sake. Who are you that calls upon the mighty Madric Rosloff?"
We have been...
Hello.
No.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, my
My
lady.
name is Helena, but you can call me Val. And this is
Yes,
my
Val.
friend. His name is Dal. Well, Dalfric, I believe, is his full name. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
What? He looks at you, he's like, I'm Madric Rosloff.
And your gentleman trying to pick the sword up?
He's gonna.
That is,
Hi, I'm Benito. And hello, my lady.
Will he get his flirt on?
And yeah, you too.
He's definitely getting his flirt with her.
all right. He says, you two have the look of, well, not this world upon you. I'd say the Shadowfell and the Feywild. Am I right?
You are. We have been sent upon the request of Lady Lancerella to inspect and try to determine what happened to Prismere.
Ah,
Yes, she looked most distressed.
Yes.
I imagine that she would. Wait, did you say find what happened to Prismere?
Yes. It seems
Yeah.
to have vanished.
Oh my. He says, well, do come in and have a seat. Put your feet up. Let me get you some pumpkin pie and some wine. It seems we have a lot to discuss.
Yes.
Pumpkin wine.
Pumpkin pie and pumpkin
What's the
wine.
name of the town we were from that we're afraid that...
Sure. The domain that you guys were from is named Charel. Char.
This reminds me of a never-ending story.
C-H...
Arelle.
Sure. Okay. We hail from Sherelle.
What's that,
Okay.
Kelsey?
Oh, sorry. Have you ever had like mortal food before, like pumpkin pie and stuff like that?
Well, a lot of the fare that you're accustomed to from the Feywild is like vegetarian stuff. Although they do some hunting, but you seem kind of more like a bit of a vegetarian gal yourself, I'm guessing. Zulrich eats some meat, mostly what he can hunt himself, as long as he's able to find his way back to the Enclave, which sometimes requires outside assistance. He doesn't seem to have a very good sense of direction for a ranger.
Misplaced at times.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
But you've almost certainly had pies before, and you may not have ever had a pumpkin pie this good, however. It's quite fresh, which is surprising considering that the land you hail from, the Feywild, is renowned for the freshness of the fruits that are grown there. So it's pretty impressive stuff.
Most impressive.
After your introductions have concluded and you're all deep into your pumpkin pie, Madrick says, "I see. So Prismere itself has vanished, has it? And that means that the gambit I was about to present to you, to young Benito, might be the only path open to us. You see, every 8 years, Elsamar is visited by a traveling extravaganza called the Witchlight Carnival. It is due to return any day now, and my portents indicate it will encamp just outside our up-and-coming resort destination, by which I'm referring to Roselle. I'm asking you to head there and await its appearance because the carnival tends to pack up and leave after a week or two, and it contains your only route to Prismere, a Fey crossing, if you will."
Huh.
You
Familiar.
Yes.
So you believe Prismere still exists somewhere?
I'm certain it does, because I'm still able to access my powers that were granted to me by Zybilna.
Oh, yeah,
Had it
that's
been
what-
destroyed, that would not be possible.
So,
And those powers seem extremely useful to you.
Oh yes, and I believe you will find them useful as well, young Benito.
What do you mean by that?
We'll get to that in just a moment.
Shifty old codger.
So, if you guys want to make either an Arcana or let's see, what else would be a good skill for this?
So posted.
Arcana.
Nah, I'm not there.
Posted.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, Arcana's probably the best bet here. I'll also allow nature.
I can do nature if you want.
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, I got a +4 in nature.
What's your arcana?
Arcana's only a +2.
I've got a +1 in Arcana and +3 in nature.
All right. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Go ahead. Do we both roll or?
You can if you want.
Ooh.
21.
21. All right. So
13.
Dirty 21.
still pretty good. So Zulrich, today was not the first time in your life that you've been transported between planes. When you were a child and your village was under attack by the Jabberwocky, you recollect your mother opening a portal to try and get you and the rest of your family to safety. For whatever reason, you were the only one who seemed to make it through, at least at the location you were. But based off of that, as well as the magic that Zybilna performed earlier, or not Zybilna, that Lady Lancerella performed earlier today with the painting, you're guessing that a Fey crossing must be sounds like it must be some sort of a permanent portal between realms.
Okay.
So it sounds like this Witchlight Carnival that Madrick is describing contains an actual permanent portal into Prismere.
Oh.
Portable portal.
Portable portal.
Permanent portable portal.
Yes.
So, huh. So, you're saying once we go to the Witchlight, they'll have a portal for us to cross into Prismere, and it's always with them.
Correct. Think of it. Have you ever heard of a bag of holding?
I think, yes.
Well, the concept is similar, only different. So, much like how a bag of holding, you always have the mouth of it on you wherever you're going. The contents of it are always some extra dimensional space that remains accessible pretty much no matter where you take the bag and, well, its opening.
So it's a double-ended bag of holding?
You could say that, except in this case, instead of the bag being a finite space, think of it like a bag that the bottom of it opens out into a whole other world, a demi-plane, or in this case, a Feywild domain.
Huh.
So yes, it's much the same thing.
That door in your pocket.
Do you understand what he's saying?
Yes, I think I've got this.
Good, because I don't really understand it.
Oh, so you're very intelligent.
Sweet
like that.
autumn child.
Zarek puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "It's okay. We'll be fine."
He says, well, he says, just seek out Zybilna Prismere, help her if you can, and return proof that she is alive and well. Upon your return, all the hard-won earnings of my adventuring career shall be yours. Now then, I'm sure you have questions, don't you?
Yeah, who are
The
we
bright ones
seeking
always
out?
do. Zybilna. Z-Y-B-I-L-N-A.
Who's he saying gets all his holdings again?
You.
Okay, I thought you were talking about.
He says, oh, I do have some other, I'm sure I can come up with some other rewards for our guests here, but it sounds like their lord and lady has tasked them with this, so they should be in good hands with this Lady Sherelle, I believe.
Lancerella.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, but Lancerella is spelled Lanscer.
I have S-C-E-R.
And Sorella.
Let's see.
E-L-L-A.
Yes. Lancerella.
I was missing the S and I had an A instead of an E there at the beginning. But yeah, I had it.
All right. So, did you have any questions for Madrick?
So, this Witchlight, what can we expect when we get there?
He says, well, have you ever been to a circus?
Have I?
So
I've been to like a festival.
the Shadowfell is not known for being a happy place.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
I
So-
don't think. No, I'm not sure what this circus you speak of is.
Well,
I'm sure he's been doing
think of a congregation of brightly clad entertainers intent upon bringing joy and happiness to everyone who beholds them, performing daring feats of acrobatics, magic shows, and also having various wonders on display. Say, perhaps an entire kingdom of pixies, for example.
Well, Valina will be quite impressed and happy.
Yes, and in fact, this carnival does hail from the Feywild, so it is possible that you, my dear Elena, may have possibly come across them before. Perhaps when you were younger.
Don't I remember? I mean, I used to live in sort of solitude of my forest patch. But the birds there used to do all sorts of dances and tricks.
Well, it's like that, but also throw in numerous other species performing tricks as well. So instead of just birds dancing and cavorting, you might also have centaurs putting on jousting shows, or monkeys performing trapeze acts. It's like that, except with, humanoid performers in this case. Mostly. Usually. But not
That
always.
sounds like so much fun.
Oh, I'm sure you'll quite enjoy it. Just make certain, and this is very important, I cannot stress this enough, make certain you buy a ticket before you go in.
And why is that?
If you don't buy a ticket, you leave yourselves open to having the cost of entry extracted from you in other ways that you may not come to understand or appreciate for some time. But make no mistake, there is no free entry.
Do you know how much it is?
I do not. It's been a number of years since I've attended, and what with inflation being what it is, and exchange rates between planes, generally it's not. Generally, I wouldn't expect it to be anything that would be difficult to afford. But if you need a little bit of coin to,
I believe we shall.
Help
I
you.
misplaced my coin pouch.
I believe you had some help misplacing your coin pouch, if
Yes.
the magpies are accurate.
Yes.
Said, very well. Just to make sure that all of you can at least afford at least a couple nights lodging in this rather expensive resort town that has popped up. Here, take this. And he reaches within his robe and pulls out a few small pouches that he levitates over to each of you.
All right.
And within each of them you find 10 gold pieces.
Whoa.
Is that a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
You might not think so, but normal folks would.
All right. Well, 10 gold pieces.
Just saying.
No, he's got nothing. He got zip.
Not a damn thing.
That's not
Did we have anything on ourselves coming out from Lady Lincerella or anything?
You would have had whatever basic equipment you guys spec your characters out.
Right.
So, yep. All right. Any other questions you guys have for Madrick?
So, do you have any suspicions about what may have happened to prisoner?
It's difficult to say. It could be that another archfey attempted to usurp her domain. It could be that she ran afoul of a curse and put herself into a deep sleep.
Oh.
The lands and their rulers oftentimes can mirror each other. If something untoward happens to a ruler, that could certainly have an effect upon their lands, whether it be famine or perhaps even dissolution. It is a realm of imagination, after all.
When was the last time you heard from Sibylla?
It's been about a year now.
Sir Rothloff,
Yes.
who or where will we need to buy our tickets?
Oh, from the ticket counter, of course.
So it will be obvious.
Yes, it'll be quite obvious. What I mean is, don't try to sneak in. In other words, don't be a dick.
Zelric just kind of looks over at Benito. Zelric just kind of looks over at Benito. No.
I realize that will be more challenging for some of you than others, but the point stands.
So how dangerous is this going to be?
Oh, well,
Kelsey.
I mean... Oh, what'd you say, Kelsey?
Sorry, I didn't realize he was talking when I started.
No problem.
No, that's cool.
Answer him first and then...
Well, adventurers live for danger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So, even though your end goal could potentially be dangerous and terrifying at this point, you will just have to grow stronger, and then by the time you face it, be on good terms to manage what you will.
Do you have anything else? I have nothing.
He says, I believe that great sword is a little bit too heavy for you. What sort of weapon would you fancy?
Rapier.
A rapier? I believe I have something like that. Just give me a moment. He pushes himself up and goes into a back room, leaving you guys to talk. And you begin to hear a lot of clattering and cursing. It sounds like he dropped a shield. It goes and after a few minutes of that, he walks back out carrying a very tiny sword.
Not very
And
nice sword.
And he dusts it off and says, This once belonged to a adventuring companion of mine, but they have no need of it anymore. Here, why don't you take this?
So is it a tiny sword or a rapier?
It's a rapier.
Okay, yes.
But compared to his great sword, it's a tiny sword.
Like, it looks at the old man. This will do? Puts the rapier aside and says, so, was a great sword yours?
Well, yes, of course. I wasn't always an old feeble old man.
I'm sure, yes. It's a very big sword.
Yes, well, you know what they say. Big sword,
Big
strong hands. That's what they say, isn't it? Well, anyway, says, yes, my old...
Estrella actually said that you were very young.
Well, I was once. Yes, I was quite the dashing warlock. Not unlike your young Venito here, except, with a stronger build.
And without the warlock.
Oh, right, that is something we need to address, isn't it? He says, seeing you all gathered here reminds me of my old adventuring days. Two of my party, Landry and Giselle, they actually married years ago and started a family. But all the children wanted to be bankers and merchants rather than adventurers. That's partly how I ended up with all of this. Giselle passed on a few years back, but Landry still owns a farm on the outskirts of Roselle. He actually made a tidy profit selling some of the fields over for the expansion of the resort, which, we can obviously thank your mother for. If you happen to run into Landry while you're in Roselle, give him my regards.
Okay.
How did we get on that again? Oh, yes. All you young adventurers gathered up here. It's not a tavern, but the wine is good, right?
Ah, yes. Very good wine.
Is it pumpkin wine?
Yes.
No, it's red wine.
Okay.
It says, well, the hour is late. If you don't have any other questions, I don't recommend traipsing about in the forest after dark. Even those of us who can see in the dark, it can be quite dicey. Elena, Zalric, Pip, make yourselves at home. In the meantime, Venito, let's unwrap that gift of power Zybilna left with you all those years ago when she pulled you from the river.
That was Zybilna?
She was quite a looker, wasn't she?
Indeed, she was.
Yes. So, let's see if I've got artwork of what she looks like here.
So what was the guy I was supposed to go visit again? I didn't catch the name.
And the Witchlight?
Oh, he mentioned someone by the name of Landry, one of his old adventuring companions.
Landry. We're supposed to find Landry.
I just realized I'm trying to
And Landry's
find it
at,
on the
okay.
cover of that.
Right, let me...
Hello, cleavage.
Hello.
I can see why you picked that one.
Is that from Genshin?
Yes. All right, I posted that to the NPCs and notes for you, Kelsey.
She's very boobalicious.
Says, yes, you might now understand why I never bothered seeking a wife. It's kind of hard to compete with that, after all. But anyway, as I was saying, and let's see. With that, Magic reaches out with his shillelagh, and you see his eyes start glowing purple. And he says, just keep your gaze focused here on me. And with that, he gives you a quick whack right in the middle of the forehead with his shillelagh. And as he does so, a purple haze fills your vision before your consciousness fades, and dreams of power from a beautiful woman, just like the one who pulled you from the river, appear in your mind and entice you with gifts of power.
So he's going to ask Zabelna, what is this going to cost?
She says, oh, well, don't you worry about that, cutie.
I think this might be something I need to worry about.
She says, well, I won't ask you to do anything that's any worse than things that you already freely do.
Well, that's a good point.
When have morals ever concerned you?
I have my...
She laughs lightly. She said, she laughs lightly and says, don't you worry, we can always work it out.
So what do I get?
He says, well, why don't you have a taste of this? And she like kisses her fingertips and then blows at you. Yeah. And you see, like, it almost looks like her lipstick just like floats over and then like lands on your cheek, and you suddenly feel like this sense of power permeates your being. And that's where we'll leave off with your vignette. Alrighty.
So I got one more to do?
One more thing.
That was cool.
One more thing. Let's see. Where is...
What was the name of the town Landry was in?
Oh, Roselle?
It was in Roselle? Okay.
Yes, I will point that out on the map. Roselle is up here to the northwest of where you guys currently are at Madrix. Madrix is down here, right above Albus Ridge. So it looks like it's about probably another day's travel for you guys to get up there. All right. Erin is hiding inside of her coat. Poor Erin. Well,
what's your name?
okay. No, don't do that. Stop. Stop, computer. Stop.
Oh, they're going to me.
It's just going to take me a second to get the map queued up here.
That's right. Pickle, that's right.
Our names are all also up there.
Yeah.
I just
It is true.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
was
damn
brain.
true.
No.
Let's see.
How dare.
You get lost and you're the natural explorers.
I was going to see my
Well, yeah, you get a spreadsheet.
Oh.
Oh, where's that at?
It's in Discord.
What?
It's in NPC characters. If you scroll up to the top, there's a link to the spreadsheet. Not NPC player
Okay,
characters.
so that's there.
Where?
Here, I'll show you. So, it's highlighted. Player characters is highlighted there.
Close that. Let's put her.
And if you click on player characters,
Wait. What group were you in?
that is in the World's Unknown group.
I don't have that.
You know, so,
You don't care?
Say what now?
you don't have it? So,
Let me see
inside
the
of
icon
Discord,
for it.
so you go to this one. The one we
The one we're
already.
already
And then you scroll down, and there's World Unknown section.
Yeah. Player characters, yeah.
And then at the
Okay.
top, there's a link to the spreadsheet.
I kept forgetting it was inside the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
trying to figure out how to add some tokens to the map here. Still new to using Roll20 for DMing. Just give me a minute. You guys need to get yourself some drinks or whatever. Feel
So
free.
is it?
It's water.
You said it's pen.
Oh, let me use the bathroom and be back.
Okay.
Maybe it gives you the notes.
Quick question. Have we are we traveling now? Or...
You guys will be traveling off camera, basically.
Sing a song, yes, to travel somewhere. You
Is it
gotta
okay if I
go
do my
somewhere.
thing?
Your thing? What is your thing?
The Eladrin thing.
Oh yes, you may certainly do the Eladrin thing. Oh no, where'd my map just go? Okay, so zoom in. Change that to this. And
Peaches.
I think I'm getting the hang of this a little bit, maybe. Let's see. Tokens, NPCs. No. And no.
Where'd that little kid go?
What are you looking for?
I'm gonna grab a glass. Where are the glasses? I was going to say they're doing bottles of water.
Oh, I've got glasses behind you on the left side.
To the left, to the left.
I thought I had some tokens of little chillins. Where did my tokens of little chillins go?
Lemony.
You just think which one you want it to be.
Ah, here we go. Why is this taking so long to upload? I think it logged me out of Roll20. Let me relaunch Roll20 here.
Oh, let's see. She's got her autumn look and her summer look.
She has many looks, many.
I'll be your girl for a season.
Launch game. Please
We
tell me
haven't
to
seen-
Grease is my stuff.
That's from Grease 2, actually.
She's too.
Okay,
Gold
that's better.
star for recognizing it. Almost no one I know has seen Grease 2.
I must have seen it at some point.
Cutesy stick.
Oh yeah, that was the one with the motorcycles instead of the cars.
You are correct, sir. And Michelle Pfeiffer.
Ah, yes.
Can I not do that? Put that in Discord.
Been a long time. When did that come out?
A long time
Yeah.
ago. Like, I was still a kid.
Yeah.
Itty bitty baby. Network. NPCs.
Actually-
Backstory.
I mean, as young as Michelle Pfeiffer was, it may have come out like
I'm curious, that's not the
Golly.
right one.
IMDb.
Discord. Let's see.
1982. So before I was born.
Before you were born.
Channel.
Oh, good.
What channel did I
I must have
post?
like seen it on
Aaron,
TV
what
or
channel
something.
did I post Raoul in?
You didn't. That was a DM between you and I.
Oh,
1982.
that would explain why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
There.
I was rereading our stuff earlier, so that's why I know where it is.
Okay. Oh, good. There it is. All right. Save.
Yeah.
Image.
That's what I know.
To. Witchlight. artwork, NPCs, backstory, go. And we'll drag that into here. There he is. Go there.
I'm curious as to which picture you went with. I'm doing it curious.
That was not it. This is taking me just a second, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm over here just like,
No, that's not it. That's not it. Wonders. That's it. 80824A. Okay. 80824A. That's it. Download. Show in folder. My keyboard isn't keeping the function keys turned on, and it keeps screwing me up.
how dare.
Okay. Put him there, put him there, tokens, paste, and I'll close that.
Oh, I got that song stuck in my head.
You got this song stuck in your head?
No, we said you'd be traveling off screen, so I started belting out the travel song from Shrek the Musical, and now it's stuck in my head. Sing that song, it's a travel song, when you gotta go somewhere.
I didn't see that.
Fun is getting
Nice.
there. It's amazing.
Shrek the musical.
It is, like, even if you don't like the movies, you will, like, the musical is so much fun.
Okay. Let's see. Let's watch it Paxton sometime.
Oh yeah, my nieces
Seems
love it.
Quiet here.
It may still be on Netflix, because that's where it was to begin with.
Sure, the musical?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
If it's not, it's a crying shame.
all right. Pickles.
There's more than one of me?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
There's the pickle in the present, the pickle in the past, and the pickle in the future. The pickle we're going to visit now is the ghost of Pickle's past.
Oh no! Why?
It's winter, and a warm fire crackles inside the round cabin that you and your adoptive father, Raoul Capone, call home. Not long ago, he returned from the day's hunt with a whole deer on his broad shoulders for Lord Glovelli's table. All right, my little pickle, I smell worse than the inside of a boar after running that buck down. Maybe next year, Glovelli won't let his best hunting dog get scraped up by raccoons, huh? Anyhow, be a doll and keep an ear out for Andy the butcher when he comes a knocking, would ya? Daddy's going to go take a bath. In goblin years?
No.
In human equivalent years, you were probably about 15 or 16. So this is a couple years ago.
Okay. Okay.
So you're not quite a half pint. Well, I mean you are, but you know what I'm
I'm a quarter pint?
saying. Right. Let me post a picture of what Raoul looks like for the rest of you.
So, how long do goblins live for?
Usually not very long, given their crazy ways, but you know
I'm special.
they can potentially live for a while. Usually they live until they get killed. Or get themselves killed. Raoul Capone. There's Raoul. And I'll drag that onto the screen for you. There he is.
Oh, he looking young. What?
Thank you, Mid-Journey.
Ooh.
I'd I told Midjourney a young Robert De Niro
Okay.
as a kindly hunter with a river behind him in high fantasy style.
Okay. It's gonna be hard to compete with that.
Yep.
Alright, well, do the thing.
Alrighty.
You're on this level.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, jeez. Perception.
I never had to use it.
Keep that over there.
What are you doing?
I have owns. Where is my perceptions?
Do you need me to look it up for you?
No. It's a -1.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, that makes it a whopping 8.
Not an 8.
Because I rolled a 9.
Alright. Let me bring up the map of the Capone cabin. Capone cabin?
The Cahoon's cabin.
The Capone cabin.
That should be fun. You're gonna lose your ankles. Or your
Let's
kneecaps.
see. Why?
Just cats.
It is not showing the map to you guys. Let me figure out why. Dynamic lighting.
So you'll be.
It's a hidden map.
Let's turn that on and see if that helps. Let's see. One. I've got the player tag on the correct map. I've got daylight mode turned on. There's lighting in the room.
Do you have it hidden from all players? Do you need to reveal the areas?
I don't think so. I don't see any fog of war on here. Grid, color,
Maybe it's
movement.
just.
Yeah, fog of war is turned off.
Is it just not zoomed into the right area?
No, I zoomed it to the correct area using that
Okay.
trick. Why is it not showing? Dynamic lighting is enabled. Daylight mode is on.
Daylight mode and go boom.
Is it just not drawing the screen? Maybe just need to move the window?
Let me inspect Pickles and see if maybe she needs vision. She's got vision turned on. She's got night vision turned on.
Maybe it's because I'm so short.
I don't think so.
Just can't see her or somebody's able.
You
What
can
the
see
hell
it
is
when
it
it
not?
goes.
This is so strange. It was working with the other maps.
Did
It
you,
doesn't like me.
So it seemed.
It wants to keep me in the dark.
Let's see. You see? Yeah, I can see the ping showing up where she is.
Oh.
Let me do an F5 on this and see if that does it. Loading. Oh my gosh! Really? Oh, she wants me to log in again. Can you see the map, Kelsey? You can't.
No.
You can't see it either. What the hell?
Nope. Is it on the map layer?
I think so.
I don't think I've been invited to the game in Roll20.
I don't care about tutorial stuff. I mean, maybe I do. Let me double check and see. Okay, so I got Pickles on the token layer, so that sounds correct. Let me switch to the map layer. The map is on the map layer. Lock position is turned on. Do I have to? I dragged the little red player thing to it. What? Square. of War. Fog of War's off. Let me try turning Fog of War on. Maybe it wants Fog of War.
What if you turn daylight mode on and off?
Well, I turned daylight mode on and it didn't seem to help.
Mm.
What the hell? I don't suppose Emmett's still up.
Get the expert.
Edit. This doesn't make any sense. Dynamic lighting. I've got lights in here.
Does it matter that you're as somebody else?
BT2.
I don't know. Let's find out. Let me try clicking this.
Party star?
Party star. I don't have the party star on here. I guess I can add the party star. That didn't work. PCs. Party star, please work.
Nope.
Oh,
And you can't see this either, huh, Kelsey? What to do? So let me try switching to another map and back. So let's switch to. Let me just switch to a random tavern. See if that shows up. No, what is going on here?
Doesn't like pickle.
now we.
Let me switch.
Hey,
So that
there we go.
that shows up. What is different about this? I don't even have any character tokens on that map. Movement, fog of war's off. Play on load. Here, dynamic lighting. Dynamic lighting is actually off. Let me try turning off dynamic lighting, I guess, on the other one, see if that does anything. Dynamic lighting shows it off. What the hell?
Ooh,
This doesn't make any sense.
So can we do it without the map then?
I mean, I guess we can.
Oh,
That's fair.
I saw something
That's the
flicker.
cursor going across the screen.
Yeah. Is there anything I have to do to reveal the map to players other than dragging the little red ribbon there?
I don't see anything written.
Print it out real quick.
No, I mean I can just display it on a window. It just won't have any tokens on it. Assuming I downloaded it. I don't think I downloaded this. I just uploaded it directly to here.
The only way I know is like if you had Fog of War, you would like go to the reveal area and then you would drag it over the spots that you want to reveal, like a box, but you don't have that. So.
Right.
Does my token have permission to see things? I don't
I
know.
mean,
if
I
that's
thought so.
I don't know if that's a thing or not.
I don't know.
But I mean, they are not seeing either.
Yeah. Objects and tokens. Layer.
Players can only see a
Token
black
layer.
screen.
Objects and tokens. Marking background. GM info layer. Now where'd the party star go?
Wow.
Layer and token layer.
Hey!
So the party star works. Why doesn't the other one work? What the deuce?
Well, what's her face is on the pickles on it.
So can you see anything on your side now, Kelsey, or not?
No, I don't see anything.
Okay, so maybe I have to. Let me try adding Valena here. I think I probably just added you to the wrong layer. Layer, token layer.
She's see-through.
She is see-through. Objects and tokens. So, do you see anything now, Kelsey?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to give. Why is it asking me to log in again? Edit. And player's journal can be viewed and controlled by Kit Roslin. In player's journal of Kit Roslin. Save changes.
And maybe need to do that with Pickle for whichever one you're on.
Alright. I just assigned you as the owner of the Velena token. Do you see anything now?
No.
I don't know if it helps, but here's a thread about this. I don't know what some of this stuff is.
I don't understand. Let's see. Side. Layer enhanced.
The players run into this thing.
Edit. Set edit. How do you want to create this character? Edit sheet directly, I guess. Edit.
Something
So
about
I've got the token for Velena assigned so that either the VTT account or XX Kit Roslin can see it.
Is there a ribbon for players?
Yeah, I've dragged that to the map already.
Alright.
Showed players. Didn't seem to do anything. Okay, well, plan B. I will share the other screen, and you can look at the other screen, I guess. We'll just do it that way. Share your screen. Select the screen to share. Let's see, share screen 2. Go live. Okay. If you want to just switch from like the webcam view of us to, I guess, to the screen share. Can you see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll have to do more testing on this. If one of you has time later in the week to.
She's right here. And right there.
Why is she in two places?
I don't know.
That's so weird.
I dragged a token onto there to see if it did anything, but
She's omnipresent.
Oh.
Now you're there twice.
Yeah, there's so many of you. I don't understand. Look at all of the Velenas. Okay, well, in any event, apparently Pickle's having a hallucination. Let's see, where was I?
Dad was going to go take a bath.
Yes, your daddy's taking a bath. Oh, so you got a what on your perception check?
In total, 8.
8. All right. Daddy's going to take a bath. So it might be because of the fact that Raoul is singing so loudly that you don't hear anything. So shortly after he says he's going to take a bath, the inside of the cabin resounds with Mr. Capone's off-key ballad about some poor woman whose back always hurts from carrying 2 heavy milk jugs around everywhere she goes. You've never understood why this woman in his song wouldn't just use a wheelbarrow or a yoke to carry them, or why she'd be carrying that much milk around with her anyway, but Raoul's explanation was usually just a little head pat and a laugh before very quickly changing the topic. As you sit deep in thought, pondering these mysteries and poking at the fire, a knock comes at the cabin door.
What do you want?
Hey, Pickle, that's got to be him. Can you get to the door, sweetie?
Okay.
All right, you hop on over to the door, and you open it up, and you see Andy the butcher and his son Martin.
Oh. Hi.
Hey, little Pickle!
Yeah.
Martin says, I'm taller than you are.
Watch it. I'll bite your ankles.
You can't reach that high.
Try me.
Martin, go and get the horses over here. Quit making the gobble angry. She can take you.
Arr.
He's a good kid. You're a good kid too.
Dang right.
Hey, where's your old man?
Taking a bath.
Oh, is that what all that racket is?
Yeah. Singing his favorite song. I still don't get it.
Yeah, that might not be such a bad thing. Martin says, I don't get it either. He says, never you mind that.
Yeah.
All right. As it doesn't take long before you're able to lead him over to where Raoul has the deer resting. You get it loaded in the back of the wagon because in spite of your diminutive size, you're quite a lot stronger than either of them are. And you literally are carrying this deer above your head and just sort of yeet it into the back of the wagon with a solid thud. Looks like they should be good to go. Give me another perception check.
Well, mine's a -1, so that'll be easy to calculate. Well, that's a 19 minus 1 is 18.
Ooh, yeah, that's actually pretty good. So as they're about to take off, Andy gets back up onto the riding board and he says, "Hey, Martin, get up here. We gotta go. Clovelly's a real pain in the ass if he doesn't get his dinner on time." He says, "Pickle, tell your old man I say hey."
Straw.
You're adorable. Don't have a change. And
I mean, I could have said hey for horses, but
you notice that the horses seem like really nervous all of a sudden, and then out of the blue, as Martin is trying to get up onto the riding board, the horses just scream and take off, and you hear Andy go, "Whoa, Nellie!" And the horses just frickin' take off, and you hear Martin go, "Ah!" And he falls into a snow pile with his feet sticking up in the air.
go help him out.
It's not difficult to laugh at the mishap until you hear the low growl of a large dog and see it staggering towards Martin in a very unusual and most unnatural manner.
Oh, heck no. I want to go pull him out.
Let's see, where is our music selection now? All right, you run on over to Martin rather. And coming out, it was previously obscured from your vision by an archery target. But why is it? Let me move the party star out here and see if that helps.
That staggering dog better be careful. You've already got one dog skin rub.
Excuse me. Asthma.
Oh yeah, it is doing fog of war. It looks like, or maybe that's just vision.
Oh, it's doing fog of war, all right. Or line of sight.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
line of sight. Yeah.
All right. So yes, you see this rather large dog, and give me a. Do you have either animal handling or nature?
They're both at -1.
Okay. Give me. Go ahead and roll that and subtract, and add your -1 to it.
9.
All right, and also give me an intelligence check.
Oh, that'll be fun. Oh, that's a straight check. also a -1.
Wow.
Well, oh my gosh. 6.
6.
You have betrayed me for the last time.
All right. Well, you do not recall, even though it's only been a few minutes. You do not recall what your father was just saying about one of Lord Glovelli's prized hunting dogs getting scraped up by raccoons. But seeing the way that this otherwise well-kept dog that appears to be injured and it's kind of foaming at the mouth and staggering, you think that this dog must be rabid or something. And it has locked eyes on Martin, who's like giggling and laughing and making a lot of noise and drawing attention to himself.
Marty, shut up!
And you see that the dog is looks at him, and it looks like it's about to charge. Roll initiative.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Does she have a weapon?
18 plus 2 is a dirty 20.
All right. We roll here. All right.
With a strength of 18. And that's strong rock.
Yeah, just throw the dog. Or they throw a rock at the dog?
Yeah.
There's a bug. The dog had a dog.
Dog explodes.
This dog blows the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, I do have unarmed strike.
Is this a trampoline? No,
No,
it's
archery target.
Yeah.
What was that?
All right.
Well,
So,
now if you turn it on the side, it's a trampoline.
Okay. From my perspective.
Right.
Pickles, you are the first to act. You know that right outside the door of the cabin, there is an axe that Faja uses for chopping wood. However, you also know that you yourself are burly and strong, and might not even need a weapon to fight. What do you want to do?
Well, the only thing I have on here is unarmed strike, so...
Did you want to try and run up and grab the axe? Did you want to try and drag him out of harm's way? What do you want to do?
Where's the dog?
Here.
Oh, there. Where's the axe?
Here.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna ram him!
All right, you
Ah!
you go nuts and you charge at the rabid dog.
Well, first... Oh, God, yeah, because I can't pull him out when... yeah. No, I'm gonna charge him. Distract him so that he can get away.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You run up right next to...
30.
You run up right in front of the dog. Your eyes red with rage. It is threatening your little buddy, who's still twice as tall as you.
Not today! 16.
16.
Roll a 10. My hit thingy is plus 6.
All right, you run on up to it and you clock it right on the top of its head with your little green fist. Go ahead and roll damage.
There's just a number 5. There's nothing that tells me how I.
Okay, then that means it's 1 point plus your strength modifier. So you cock it on top of the head, and its brains are already kind of liquidy, and anyway, and it doesn't seem to react too much to that. Instead, it just growls all the more loudly, and behind you hear Martin yelling. It's like, Pickles, no, don't let it bite you. You'll get sick.
Run for it, Marty!
Ah, Mr. Capone, Mr. Capone.
You run it, Marty, I'll get the axe!
All right. So, you've used your move. You used your action to attack. I believe that's all you can do.
Yep.
All right.
So do you have rage already?
No, I'm level 1.
She's a bitty baby.
So how tall is she?
5'2". No, that's Valana. No, she's
Small. Very small.
I mean, she might be 3 feet on a good day.
Wow.
I'd have to be wearing platforms.
All right. In anger, the dog lunges at you, its teeth bared, and it clamps down on one of the struts supporting the archery target and just shakes it back and forth and pulls out one of the legs of the archery target because it missed you in its spastic rage. And the archery target tips over and falls in your direction. Give me a dexterity save.
Oh, crap. Saving throw?
Yes.
14.
All right. The target, you just barely managed to jump back and out of its way. And before you see what's happening, the dog is running over in this direction towards the cabin. And you hear Martin just like shriek like a little girl.
Typical.
All right, Pickle, it is your turn again.
The axe is where again?
The axe is like right over here.
At the front door, yeah.
I'm gonna...
It's covered in snow, but you can see the haft of the axe sticking up from the stump that it's been thunked into.
Do I see any rocks or anything on the ground?
Everything out here is pretty well covered in snow. However, the legs of the archery target are pretty sturdy. You could probably bust one of those off.
Or
the whole
there's
archery
the
target.
one that it dropped?
Could you like fling the archery target?
Well, it knocked it over. It basically tripped the archery target.
No. Could fling it like a frisbee.
I mean, you could. You're pretty strong.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and fling that thing at it like a frisbee, and regardless of whether or not I hit, I want to do that and then go for the axe.
All right. So you grab the leg of the archery target and like spin around like you're going to fling a hammer and let it go. Give me an athletics check.
That should be pretty good.
Where is it?
Oh no.
10.
10. You manage to fling it, but it doesn't quite cover all the distance. It lands about halfway in between the two of you. However, it makes a loud clattering sound as it lands and breaks, and the dog momentarily looks back over at you with its head lolling, and it looks like you've gotten its attention for now.
Over here, you big ugly mug!
All right, so you've got a move action still.
I want to head for the axe.
All right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you get most of the way to it. You should be able to get to it on your next turn.
Okie
All right. Martin, for his part, finishes running up the steps.
So you better be running inside and shut the door.
Runs inside and slams the door behind him as he continues to shout, "Mr. Capone! Mr. Capone!"
Good boy.
All right. The dog, seeing you there now, rushes at you and tries to put the chomp upon you. Let's see. Does a 10 hit you?
No.
All right. You jump out of the way, and its jaws snap shut, getting nothing more than snow. All right. It's your turn again.
Axe.
All right. You run past the dog, which attempts to take an attack of opportunity upon
Punch
you.
the dog and then axe, but no, that's okay.
However, it misses, and you hear its jaw snap shut about a foot or two away from your ear as you run past. You lay your hands upon the axe and pull it free. What would you like to do with that axe?
Well, that was 5. So it's right where I am right now?
It is, and you've still got about 10 feet of movement left.
I'm going to go back over and whack it!
All right. You interpose yourself between it and the stairs, and make an attack roll.
How do I do that now?
I say you can use the same as for your unarmed strike, but it'll do more damage. because you're using an actual weapon.
Okay. Okay. So +6.
Oh my god.
9.
You swing at it and miss terribly.
There's a reason I've got so many dice. I mean, I think that's all I can really do.
All right. The dog lunges at you once more,
With feeding.
and you suffer a nat 20.
Oh no!
As it bites onto you and shakes you all over the place and flings you all the way over here
Super
in its rage.
Nope, I don't want this one.
We gotta get all the bad rolls out of them first.
You take 8 points of damage. Half your hit points from one ripping motion of this manxome beast that has accosted you.
Dare you, sir? Ow. Okay, so
In its confusion, it then
might
ambles.
so 8.
It then ambles over here and starts growling at the snow and biting at the snow. It is your turn. What are you doing?
Do I still have the axe?
You still have the axe. You managed to retain your grip on it.
I'm gonna try it again.
I was going to say something, but I'm not there, so.
Nope.
Yeah. Run up and smack it again.
Will 14 hit?
A 14 does hit.
Hella, frickin'
roll 1d6 and add your strength damage to it.
Strength damage?
Mhm.
What's that?
Your strength modifier.
You were at 19, 18.
No, +4,
So
right?
plus 4.
+4.
Okay, so 1d6 plus 4. Okay. 8.
8. How do you do this?
Yeah, kill it.
Well, I'm not too thrilled with the fact that I'm hurt, or that it went after my buddy, or that it ruined a perfectly calm and happy evening. You're like, whack, right in the noggin.
All right. With a scream and a downward chop that's so forceful it almost flings you up into the air, you crack this big black dog square in the noggin, splitting its head in half, and its liquidy brain leaks all over the place, and it finally twitches in place of it before finally keeling over into the snow.
Okay. Toddle back to the house.
Bloody and
Yep.
triumphant.
I'll leave the axe where it goes.
All right.
And just knock on the door. Let me in!
All right.
It's dead!
As you're knocking on the door, Raoul's runs over. He's just got a towel around his waist and some boots on his feet, and he just gives you a big hug and says, "Oh, my little girl.
You're wet.
Yeah, I know I'm wet.
You gonna freeze?
You shush now. You're all bloody.
Yeah,
Come on, we gotta get you bandaged up."
Yeah, it bit me.
And as he's saying that, you guys can hear a bunch of horses neighing outside, and a commotion, and you hear a loud voice say, "Oh, what the shit is this? Capone, get your ass out here!" And he says, "That's yes, sir, Mr. Glovelli, right away."
You gotta get dressed.
He says, "That's more Glovelli to you." And he goes back outside, and he's just standing over the dead dog with his hands on his hips. He says, "What the hell is this? This is my prize hunting dog, and it's got a frickin' axe in its skull."
Not anymore, I do. Really.
No,
You said you left it.
I said I left it where it goes.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. He says, It looks like somebody spread strawberry jam all over the snow.
Your dog shouldn't attack people.
He says, what the hell did you just say to me? And what the hell? Why do you have a gremlin living with you?
You're a gremlin. You're a gremlin.
He says, don't you talk back. You did this. You killed my dog.
Damn right I did.
What the hell?
It tried to attack my friend.
He says,
He got stuck in the snow and it was going to eat him.
he says, that doesn't sound like my dog.
Yeah, well, why is it all foamy at the mouth, huh?
He says, you probably bit it.
It bit me! After it foamed.
He says, likely story. Glovelli, you're fired. And you, guards, put down that little gremlin.
Ah!
And your father says, whoa. She's not a gremlin. She's just a little goblin. She didn't hurt nobody. She's fine. He says,
I grabbed the axe.
he says, Glovelli, she's strong. She's real strong. She could probably help you out. Way better than that mangy dog. That dog had rabies. It wasn't going to live.
You leave my papa alone.
The two of them end up arguing back and forth, but in the end, your dream ends as the guards come up and put a big sack over your head, and you hear your father's voice saying, "Don't worry, Pickles. We'll find each other someday. You'll be fine. Just be strong and do what he says. You'll come out of this on top. I know you."
You're a goblin, so you're immune to rabies, though, right?
Should have with that.
All right, Pickles or Pickle.
Pickle.
You wake as a sack is pulled off your head.
Wow.
You hear a cook's ladle clanging loudly against the bars of your cage, wiping the sleep from your eyes, reliving once again that night on which you and your father were separated. You see one of Lord Glovelli's guards standing beside a young human woman with floofy red hair, and she's wearing a maid's outfit.
Wait, what?
It's just in one hand she's balancing a cast iron crock on one hip, and with a snort the guard says, "Supper time, you little gremlin. Better eat your fill now because Glovelli needs you hungry for an exhibition bout tomorrow."
Not a gremlin.
With that, he pushes the ladle back at the maid and wanders off, leaving the two of you alone. Hi. So you're a pickle, right?
Yeah, what do you want?
Well, I never knew the gremlins had names.
I'm not a gremlin, so...
Oh, what are you?
Goblin? What else would I be?
I don't know. I'm not an adventurer. But well, my little green friend, my name's Colleen, and I'll be your server tonight. And I actually have a picture of this lady.
Ooh,
She had floofy hair. If Jacob were here, he would recognize this chick, but he is not, so he doesn't.
I like that picture.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes. Let me add it to chat so that Kelsey may see as well. Let's see. Take you. Go back here. Back there. Eileen. There we go.
Like, you really want to be my friend?
He says, "Well, my little green friend, my name's Colleen, and I'll be your server tonight." And she goes to reach for the little steel bowl that's in your cage.
You really want to be my friend?
He says, "Well, I mean, I don't know, but I got a job to do, so I figure it doesn't hurt to be friendly."
could always let me out so I could stretch my legs.
You know, if I had the keys to your cage, I maybe could do that, but I sort of don't. And I never did learn how to pick locks.
Well, maybe you should learn. It's a useful skill right here. I could teach you.
Could you?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I can see how that might come in handy. But for right now, how about some dinner? And she picks up your little bowl, and she can't get it out of the cage because it's, you know, too thick. But she comes up and she pulls out a wet rag from her back pocket and just sort of wipes it out. And she picks up something that looks like it might have been a rat and just kind of throws it away. She says, "I'll do you a solid." With that, there we go. She serves you 2 big dippers of stew into your dish before kind of whacking a large chunk of fatty meat that was too thick to fit between the bars down into the bowl.
Ooh.
And she sets it back down. She kind of leans on it and says, "You know, your master said you like bread with lots of weevils, but I'm afraid we don't have any like that. Apparently the elf woman who bankrooted this hotel made sure the kitchen was fancy as fuck." Shit, keep forgetting I'm not supposed to talk like that around guests.
Fuck that. Also, I think he was punking you because you.
I don't know. But, hey, fancy a cup of wine?
I don't want to get tipsy.
She says, suit yourself.
But you can have my cup.
I don't mind if I do. She pours herself some and kind of looks around, makes sure nobody's watching her before she swims back.
If
And she
anybody
says,
asks, I'll say you would taste tested.
"Oh yeah, got to make sure we don't go poisoning our prize gladiator, huh?" She says, "So, what they got you in the slammer for?"
Well, this good-for-nothing dog got rabies and attacked my friend. So I asked it a question.
You asked it a question. What did you? Oh, you asked it. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. And wait, you put down a rabid dog. So, what's the problem? That's what you do to a crazy dog. You put it down. Huh. Well, that really sucks.
Yeah,
So-
I fired my pops too.
What? No.
Yeah.
Who's your pops?
That was a
I know it.
Oh, Raul Capone.
Capone.
Oh, well, I know him. He lives in this town. He lives in Roselle.
Papa lives here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he works with the butcher. He does hunting and stuff. That's where this medicine came from.
The butcher's kid. That's who was my friend who we attacked.
Oh, Marty?
Yeah.
Oh shit, small world. Huh.
So they were leaving and they fell off and got stuck in the snow when it was.
Huh.
She tells the whole story in gory detail.
She just sitting there kind of transfixed before eventually you hear somebody yelling back inside the hotel that you're up against, and she said, "Oh shit, that's the boss. Gotta cheese it. Stay safe, and maybe I'll catch you around."
Can you tell them I'm here and that I said hi?
I will certainly try after I get off work.
Tell Papa I love him.
You got it.
Hey, you are my friend. You're the best.
She just gives you a little heart. Almost spills the crock when she like takes her hand off to do it. But she guesses, "Oh, this shit's still hot." All right.
Careful.
All right. I'll see ya.
Okay.
All right. Let's see where did I go?
Wheels. Jerk.
He's trying to tell her to give me yucky bread. Asshole.
Yeah. He's kind of a dick. Kind of a dick.
Well, that was like.
See, I can barely hear this music. I turned it up. After Feline leaves, there is a rustling in the flower bed across the lane. You see a glint of metal on a long barrel. And then you see a little green head topped with a mop of brick red hair pop up. And this head, which has a pair of long green ears, much like your own, has a pair of the biggest bug-eyed looking goggles you've ever seen. And then it looks at you, kind of frowns,
What are you looking at?
and then takes the goggles off and cocks its head, looks both ways. And let's see where that is.
I'm gonna hold my bowl with mine.
Lowering the muzzle of the musket, they give a.
Yourself.
This other goblin, a female apparently, makes a circle with one hand, and makes a twisting motion with the other. Give me an insight check.
Excuse me, buy me dinner first. Oh. What is my insight? 15. Why do I have so many negative ones?
I don't know, probably because your intelligence is shitty.
Oh.
And your wisdom. So you don't think that she's trying to make a lewd gesture so much as she's trying to ask if you want to be unlocked.
Yeah.
All right. Looking both ways, the little goblin runs across the lane towards your cart. I actually have a picture of this goblin. Drag this into Discord. Come on, Discord. Discord. Damn you, Discord. Alright, go over there. Alright, Kelsey, this is what this little goblin looks like.
Is she cute?
Let's see. Looking both ways, the goblin runs across the lane towards your cart, a huge musket in her hands that she uses as a climbing pole to reach your cage. With a huff, she reaches through the bars, opens your mouth to inspect your teeth,
Hey!
tries to grab your tongue and pull it out almost like she's looking at a window blind,
Swat.
and says, she says, I thought she'd never leave. You like big girls or something? And then she does one of these things, and she like opens your eye like that, and she like stares at you like almost eyeball to eyeball.
Hey!
And she says, "Hey yourself!
Straw!
What the fuck are you?"
Same thing as you!
Well, why the hell are you in a cage like some prize goose? You weren't a goose before, were you?
No.
She's fiddling around with she pulls some like pins out of her hair and she's fiddling around with the lock for a minute. And she says, "Hey, listen, this lock is a real bitch, and I don't mean that in the good way. I ain't gonna be able to get this open without a meal or maybe bonk. But don't you worry, Melon's got more brains than she's got boobs, so she'll figure a way out of this."
Who's Melon?
That's the boss. My boss.
Oh. Who are you?
I'm Smokey.
I can tell by the voice.
What's that supposed to mean?
You sound like you smoke 20 packs a day.
Well, we all got our vices. At least I'm not like hopped up in a go-go cage.
Hey, there's a reason. Not like I want to be here.
Yeah, I don't need to hear about your kinks. Anyway, it might take a while for us to get you out of here, so try not to get killed in the meanwhile. You got it?
I mean,
Make a perception check.
It's cocked. It.
She's a cock.
Oh. You said perception?
Yes.
Oh, well then why am I even looking? 17.
All right. You hear footsteps and voices approaching. And she seems to have heard it at the same time as you, and she's looking, and she says, "Oh crap! It's the Mox. Time to cheese it." And with that, she hoists up her musket and then uses it as a vaulting pole to propel herself out of the cart and into the flower bed before making her way off into the night.
What is it with people over here and saying cheese it?
They're tasty.
They are tasty.
Yeah, so she lands on the porch of this big old hotel and then runs off. Actually, let me see if I've got this hotel in here and if you guys will actually be able to see it. That's the real trick. Party Star, power activate.
Party stars in the house tonight.
Alright. Let's see, please work. Please, I implore you. Don't be a dick, roll 20. Let's get rid of Smokey. Hey, look, it actually worked. This one actually works.
Bandit.
Hey.
Hey.
Alright. Are you able to see the map, Kelsey, or not?
No.
Alright, let me try adding Valena to the map and see if that helps.
Does the token have like sight on it?
I mean, I configured sight, I thought. Well, actually, Valena does not have vision. Why does she not have vision? Let's give her vision, night vision. Night vision distance is what, 60 feet? 60 feet.
Usually.
Let's see. Save changes. Alright.
Oh, yeah, that did something.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright. So you can see the fancy hotel now?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so the cart that Pickle, singular, is in is right alongside this little patio, outdoor patio with some umbrellas and whatnot right now. So let me get back here to my notes. All right. All right, from around the corner, you see an unlikely sight. A gaggle of pint-sized humans or possibly elves, dressed in fine clothes and making lots of noise. And behind them is Master Glovelli, walking with a tall lady with yellow hair. Make an insight check.
I'm pretty sure that's a 4.
A 4?
Yep.
He seems like he's in a good mood, but you're not sure why. Yeah, so Glovelli seems to be in a good mood talking to this tall lady with yellow hair. But you notice that he never really looks her in the face. It seems like he's...
Focused on her personality?
It seems like he might be focused on her personality. Yeah. It actually looks like she's got... As she's walking up, you're kind of reminded of the bawdy song that your dad used to sing, and a few things start to click in your head, like, oh. Behind them, following more slowly and conversing more quietly, are 2 elven men, one with black hair and handsome coppery complexion, and the other slightly tanned with white hair. Hair, and this, when I say white hair, I mean this hair is as white as, well, maybe as the lace on Feline's maid uniform. Like, we're talking bleached white, super white. And I have pictures of these individuals that I can share with you. Let's see, on PC. I thought I did. Maybe I was incorrect. I will find some pictures of these. Oh, I know. I actually had tokens of them. Let me put the tokens on the map. That's what I can do. No falling asleep.
I can't help it.
Let's see here.
Because I did not drink a coffee.
Tokens. Uploading. Upload faster, damn thing. Roll 20 does not like me. Log in. It keeps logging me out for some reason. Launch game. Sorry.
Do you have it set to log out at a certain,
Nope, it's never done this to me before. Okay.
maybe you've got to open them more to one page. I don't know.
Maybe. Let's see if I have these guys in here already. Alright, so this very white looking fellow is there. And this very debonair looking man is there.
I don't know where you're,
Let me
because
move him a little closer and see if you can see him.
or I can move to map there.
There you go.
There we go. Alright, so that's them.
Well,
I don't think I have one for Glowbelly on here.
poo head.
But you don't want to look at him anyway. So there's a pretty lady. And then
Put a
there's
poop
a whole
emoji.
bunch of little munchkins here too.
You can always use a poop emoji for him.
I could.
Pooper.
Alright.
Let's get all of them added to the map.
Chitlins.
Chitlins.
Or as I think it was Hannah's character would say, elf kittens.
Oh yes, these are elf kittens. Where are the rest of the elf kittens though, is the question. Where are
Was
they?
that Hannah?
Yes, that was Hannah. Let's see, Witchlight. I know I made tokens for all these kittens. Backstory. Or maybe I didn't. Tokens. Oh, this one here. Some of these are adorable. Oh God, why is she so big?
Oh no!
It's a giant! It's a giant!
Honey, we blew up the baby.
And then, is that all the kids?
I don't know. Is that all the kids?
I'm missing one, but it doesn't matter.
Well, we can just say that Val's token can stand in for them.
Yes, she can stand in for the little boy. Alright.
Pickles will kill them all.
Oh no!
That must have given me a reason.
As Glowbelly approaches your cage, he says, "Now then, Lady Rowan, how about you have a look at my little green monster, huh?" The woman seems to almost blanch at first before realizing that he's pointing at a goblin rather than at his groin.
If that's green, he's got problems.
Yeah. And she looks more closely and bends down a bit and she says, "Oh my, is this a goblin?"
Yeah. So,
And further down behind them, you hear a small girl's voice shout, "A goblin!"
buddy.
One of the elf children runs up, blonde bunches bouncing, her purple eyes wide with excitement, And she gets right up at the cage, like kind
Ah!
of holding onto the edge of the cart to boost herself up to look at you. And she says, "Sis, Isaac, Vanna, come look. Glenn and Lily, you too." Before you know it, there's a whole crowd of children around you, and the girl, the outspoken girl, who seems to be very extroverted, holds out a hand through the bars of your cage and says, "Hi, I'm Aylis, and these are my family. What's your name?"
Pickle.
Pickle?
She'll shake the hand.
The sound of the blonde woman clearing her throat causes Aylis to roll her eyes, and she like lets go of your hand and pulls herself back. She pinches the hem of her dress, puts the toes on her right boot behind her left, and gives a little curtsy.
I tried to mimic that.
And she says, a fair evening to you, my good goblin. I am Elisariel Rowan Kiermoon, Princess of Silverwake and Kencarnock. Allow me to present to you Her Grace Karina Rowan, younger sister of Niall Rowan, Duke of Kencarnock, and my twins and my most handsome father." The noblewoman sighs to the collective giggles of the other little noble cadets.
That was a mouthful.
That's why I don't like to say it.
Who's
She turns around and gives her aunt Karina a tongue. She's like,
the father's where, who, what? This schmuck?
"No,
Good.
yes, that's not my dad. No, I said my dad was handsome." Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
I like you.
The noble one sighs, and the little children are all giggling, and another one who looks just like her, but more reserved, simply rolls her eyes at the display and shakes her head.
Whose face is like right up against the bars?
That's Aylis. She reaches out and boops you on the nose too.
Oh!
He says, "What's your name again?"
Pickle.
Pickle.
I'm small, green, and sour.
Well, I like you, Pickle.
Well, sometimes I'm spicy, but you won't like me when I'm spicy.
A spicy pickle.
Yeah. Ah!
We're next to her. You see this little girl with she's got kind of a coppery, a darker complexion to her skin, kind of like the handsome elf in the back, and she's just is tugging on Aylis's dress and says, I want to see.
You got an ankle biter.
He says, "Oh, Lily." All right, and she says, "Oh, Lily," and she grabs her little tiny friend, who looks like she's probably only about like maybe 6 years old, and grabs her around the waist and just kind of picks her up. Aylis looks like she's maybe like 9, 10 years old tops. None of these kids are real super old, but she picks her up, and further back you hear the older elf gentleman say, "Careful you don't drop her. I don't want to put out anyone's eye." She says, "Oh, my eyes are the same color as your skin."
Hey, we could be twins.
She kind of blushes at that and hops down and hides behind Aylis and just kind of pokes her head out.
Apparently I broke her.
Yeah. So the little kids dote over you for a while before Glovala says, "Well, anyway, like I said, we're going to have a little exposition bout for Pickles to show you what she's got tomorrow. So, maybe stick around and we'll show you how we do things down here in Moajista."
Hey, you don't want to see that. You're just going to see me get all bloody gory, and that's not really something for kids.
Hey, you say that like it's a bad thing. Anyway, let's go inside the Carnelian Hotel and get us some supper, why don't we?
Hey, just so you know, her eyes are up there. Not, He was staring at your chest.
She says,
Maybe guard it.
He says, that's not a terrible idea. Yeah, I appreciate your advice, little goblin.
She's going to attempt to do the little curtsy that Aelith did.
She gives a little laugh. She says, I think we'll have to work on that a bit, but I appreciate the effort.
I'll be here all week, I think. I don't know.
And
That's Schmo.
she then points to Globelli's shirt and she says, I think you drooled on yourself or something here. And when she looks down, she goes, and then goes strutting away back to the hotel with the Chillins and the other men in tow.
You're a classy lady. I like you.
She just gives a little royal wave. And I think that would probably be a good spot for us to leave off for the evening, since we are not graced by Jacob's presence and cannot yet get to his vignette. So, anyway, I hope that you guys had fun with our assorted hilarity, even if it did require taking some turns and having to wait a bit for each of you. So, anyway, our next meeting will be on Pickle's Mama's birthday.
Sorry, what?
It's going to be on Pickle's Mama's birthday, December 30th.
Oh!
Aaron's birthday.
I was like, I don't even know who her mama is. How do you know her?
You gave birth to this little pickle.
December 30th.
So,
That's my birth, miss. I'll be
That is.
34.
yeah. So anyway, we will meet up with Aaron again then, along with the rest of you, hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
all will be here.
Hopefully, yes.
Tis the plan.
Ooh.